Ladies and gentlemen, if you found this video, you probably have elite taste in music. Screenshots of your music playlist deserve to be in museums. And I am your spokesperson, Anthony Aiken Jr., here to discuss one of the greatest years in music history. Everything from phenomenal rapping abilities from Kendrick Lamar.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogie man, I'm the one that up the show with them.
The great pop music that came from the year from Sabrina Carpenter.
Have you ever tried this one?
To Billie Eilish, some of the GOATs of the music industry like Beyonce, Taylor Swift releasing music, and of course ending the year off with SZA.
All my exes still love me, call me a P1 the freak.
Okay, and then you have your rookies of the year, like Doechii, for example, who took the world by storm with this amazing album here.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Don't wanna have to turn the nigga guts into soup.
Okay, whoa.
We're gonna discuss the albums like Vince Staples, Dark Times, that don't really get talked about. And then, of course, artists like her. Her music reminds me of Morgan Freeman's voice in Shawshank Redemption.
If I were you, I'd grow eyes in the back of my head.
Okay, just hearing her album play out, I love every second of it. So let's begin. Now, one of my favorite songs comes from this artist right here, Billie Eilish, okay? Billie Eilish dresses like Ice Cube in the movie Barbershop, and I love every second of her fits. But this album right here, top to bottom, was one of my favorites of 2024.
Nothing left to lose without my baby.
Birds of a Feather. It is one of the more popular ones, but it's so good. I love when a pop jam hits. This reminds me of Spice Girls. The song has a 90s feel to it. Tell me what you want when you really, really want.
If you want my future.
Mood that'll cheer you up, you know? And this is in some ways a love song, but a platonic love song. It could be about a friendship, somebody you just can't help but want to be around, all right? So much that you could cry about it.
Don't wanna say goodbye.
And the chorus is absolutely beautiful. Birds of a feather, we should stick together. Oh my God. This is one of those songs you listen to and you say, we made the right person famous. Next up, Tyler, the Creator, another album of the year candidate. He released Chromacopia. This is his most mature album to date, and it caught you off guard because the subject matter of this album, it stands out. It's called Like Him. And on this song, he talks about his father. He never really had a relationship with his dad.
Did you ever meet your father?
I think I did at 12. I don't really know. That's what my mom said.
Would you like to meet him?
One day.
He must know all about you.
This whole time, Tyler has joked about his dad not being in his life, joked about his dad being a deadbeat. He's done it his whole career. But on this record, you hear Tyler vulnerable, and he's asking his mom, do I look like him? Do I look like my dad? I don't know. And then finally, at the end of the track, his mom, in a very blunt tone, is like, hey, it's my fault. I'm the one that kept him away from you. He wanted to be in your life, but I said no. And that's how the track ends. It's so sad, so brutal. Also, Darling Ah, oh my God, the bop that this song is. Okay, Tizo gets sprinkled on tracks like Parsley Flakes, but I love it. It's such a catchy tune. Darling, I keep falling in love. And then also, the song Take Your Mask Off is a message that a lot of people need to hear in 2025. I love to see an artist like Tyler continue to evolve because we literally grew up with Tyler. When he was a kid, a teenager.
Yo, shut the up.
It was like the novel, Lord of the Flies, right? A bunch of boys being savages, not knowing any better, governing themselves. But eventually they grow up, they go their separate ways, and then you get to see the individuality in each one of them. And seeing Tyler continue to grow is beautiful. Another theater kid, Doechii. Doechii is possibly my artist of the year. It's a tie between her and Kendrick. Doechii is incredible. I really love personality in music. I feel like personality is missing from music. You hear the lyrics, but when you listen to the voice and the expression, what do you get from that artist? Doechii, she has it all down pat. She is playing herself, but she plays herself in such an exaggerated way. It's so fun to watch when she growls. When she is talking to Issa Rae during a performance.
You know, this guy cheated on you and...
Nah, fuck it. Platinum record this.
If you get the opportunity, please watch her Tiny Desk. It is incredible. She has so many styles, whether hip hop, R&B, pop. She could hit you with some jazz, funk. She could do it all.
You the superstar on the stage. Slide when you want, it's a wave.
Sabrina Carpenter. Now, Sabrina is an artist who has been around for a very long time, all right? I just never paid attention. I know she was on Disney Channel, but she was home run after home run after home run. Espresso, please, please, please taste. Even Bedchem. She just had everybody on the palm of her hands, all right? The world was her oyster this year. Hit record after hit record.
I bet we'd have really good Bedchem.
She has a horny writing utensil. But she makes it sound quirky enough to kind of come across like, let's laugh at it. And I think that's awesome because there's like a little bit of innocence into those lyrics. And that's something that only she has mastered. SZA hit us with a deluxe. Now listen. All right, is this album Control or SOS? Is it in that tier? Absolutely not, okay? SZA had a perfect track record before this. Those two albums are, to me, the same way I look at Frank Ocean's Channel Orange and Blonde. Absolute perfection. This is her first, I would say, flawed masterpiece, though. Okay, it's still a great record. This isn't supposed to be perfect. This is a B-sides. This is a deluxe. With that being said, there's some phenomenal songs. Kitchen might be one of her greatest songs of all time.
You know we got a real history.
I love the production. It reminds me of Tame Impala and the lyrics, the things that she talks about. So hard to do the right things. You know we got a good history.
You know we got a real history.
Dun 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 dun. It kind of has like a Christmas tune to it. Also, this song right here, Drive. Oh my God.
Well, you just mad that your nigga want me. Well, you just mad that we went 10 weeks.
Shout out to Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is a huge Knicks fan. Ben Stiller was in a music video. I did not have this on my bingo card to see Ben Stiller and SZA. And also SZA and Kendrick, I said it in my last video, they are 6 for 6 now. J. Cole. J. Cole now, I know a lot of people would joke on J. Cole earlier in the year because he backed out of the beef.
Pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way, and if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out.
But the way J. Cole handled the rest of the year, to me, was really smart, strategic. To me, this song, Trade the Truth in Ibiza, one of the best hip-hop songs of the year. Top 5. The flow, the production, Trade the Truth at the end, so good.
Better get you a visa, he's a trip. I had Trade the Truth and Ibiza lit.
And some of the rapping on this record, I mean, even the song Pie, where he was talking about, I hope that my friends can make it to the pearly gates so we can kick it, but based on what their sins say, probably not. Like, if y'all don't understand, he's saying, I hope that my friends can get to heaven so we could all hang out, kick it, right? But literally, he says, I hope we could all kick it, kick as in like a hit that you use in karate, but based on what their sins say. Obviously, if you have, the 7 deadly sins, if you sin too much, you might not get to heaven, but also based on what their sins say, probably not. Like, their sins will tell a different story. They're not going to get to heaven. But also, sensei is a karate master, and those karate masters typically teach people how to kick.
Damn.
I love stuff like that. I'm a nerd. Also, the warm-up, Friday Night Lights, and the come up being on streaming services, to me, that was enough to put him on this list because those mixtapes are absolutely incredible. And of course, I got to see J. Cole live for his 2014 Forest Hills Drive 10-year reunion show.
Do you wanna be? Do you wanna be happy? Do you wanna be happy? Do you wanna be?
And it was incredible. Y'all should check that video out. It's really good. It's really good. Nobody really watched it, but it's really good. Now I want to go back to an artist I talked about a little earlier, Clairo. I think that's how you say her name. She's always made music that I enjoyed, but this album specifically was really good. Add Up My Love might be Song of the Year. I can't lie. It might be Song of the Year. It is so good, and no one's talking about it. Why? And she's doing rap battles during her concerts. Who's doing rap battles during their concerts? It's just Kendrick Lamar and Clairo. Moving on, Vince Staples. This is runner-up for Album of the Year. My Album of the Year, y'all probably know what it is if y'all follow the channel. Y'all know who my favorite artist is, okay? But Dark Times, this is a phenomenal project. There's a song on this where he's like, nothing really matters. It's called Nothing Matters. And in the second verse, he says, I'm trying to fight with feet of clay if cash is all these women want. And that was such a cool line.
Floating like a butterfly.
Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
I'm trying to dance with feet of clay if cash is all these women want.
Obviously fight with feet of clay, meaning like you can't really move around. But I'm fighting like off this lustful feeling because I know these women only want me for the money, is what he's saying. But if you really think about it, he says, fight with feet of clay if cash is all these women want. Cassius Clay. And Cassius Clay is Muhammad Ali, who is a very well-known, greatest fighter of all time.
So I just thought that was an incredible line. There's a song called Black and Blue.
Buckle the seatbelt, so many women to crash and die.
So black and blue. The vocals, the sample in the background, so good. He has another song called Children's Song where he goes, don't play with my crip and go play with your kids. Like, just priorities. You have kids. Play with them. Stop trying to fight me. I'm Vince Staples.
Don't play with my crip and go play with your kids, bitch.
Also, Etufe. Etufe is probably my 5th favorite song of the year. I had to think in my head. But the chorus on here, and the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landed in them dirty ass apartments. Like them niggas from New Orleans. Album rollout of the year has to be Charli XCX. Another reason why I loved 2024. Album rollouts mattered in 2024. Charli XCX, she's the one that sings, I crashed my car into a bridge. I don't care. But Brat was a good album. I'm not gonna lie. I really love 360.
360, when you're in the mirror, do you like what you see?
The beats were knocking on it. You know, sometimes you gotta be in the mood for this. You can't just play this whenever. You gotta feel like you're the main character and then play this.
I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
Even if you didn't listen to it, you knew about it because the rollout was everywhere. I love the aesthetics. Speaking of aesthetics, Toliver, he was another artist that killed it in that regard. He had a biker theme. So biker jackets, you see the crew, and I feel like he knocked that out the park. The songs were really good on this album, Glock being my favorite.
Hold my Glock when I'm in the club.
Hold my Glock when I'm in the club. There's some hoes in the back, they wanna come show me love.
There's some hoes in the back, they wanna come show me love.
Few more artists, man. Tanaje, I do appreciate the fact that she had a song that hit #1 at one point, Nasty, because Tinashe's a great artist. I just don't understand why she isn't one of the bigger stars of today, because her performances are always on point. She has great vocals and she can dance. And I feel like we don't see enough of that. Logic had an underrated album. I know some people, they hate on Logic because he went on a run where he was putting out some mediocre music, but Under Pressure and The Incredible True Story, classics. His mixtapes, classics. But his last few albums have been really good, and no one really mentions it. No Pressure, he had an album called College Park, and then this one right here kind of picks off where The Incredible True Story left off. He's been teasing this title for a long time, but there's some really good songs on here. Ghost in the Machine, awesome. Favela.
Smoking and drinking a little more than I should, and I would do better, but I'm human.
So good. He starts making Call of Duty references on this song. Another one of my favorites is Thank You for Believing in Me. Oh my God, such a heartfelt song. I remember and believing myself, but you was right there believing in me. Also, shout out to Leon Thomas. He had a great year last year because he produced Snooze by SZA.
I touched that 5 for you. I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you. I told her that I killed that bitch. I do what all of them around you scared to do.
This is a return to form. Mutt. Baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. Such a good record. Okay, we are coming down to the wire now. It's probably the two biggest pop stars of today, Beyonce and Taylor Swift, all right? Obviously, I love both of these artists a whole lot. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. These aren't my favorite albums from them, but they're really good albums. Cowboy Carter, I love the direction she went in. My favorite songs from this album, Bodyguard, so good. So good. That's very catchy to drive around to. Blackbird, which is a Beatles cover.
Blackbird, fly into the light of a dark black night.
Specifically, Paul McCartney, he wrote this record, but it hits different having black women sing the song, especially with the message.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
And then Riverdance. Riverdance is just a very catchy bounce on that dance, bounce on that shit, no hands. Taylor Swift, Tortured Poets Department. She hit us with a deluxe. She gave us some more tracks the night of. I remember that night we all listened to track 16, and then out of nowhere we got a brand new album, The Anthology. That's how Taylor Swift operates. I love Guilty as Sin. Guilty as Sin is still my #1 song from the album. Schoolboy Q, Thank God for Me. All my bitches gonna ride for me. Thank God for Me, absolutely catchy. I love the production on that record, the beat switch towards the end.
Thank God for me, all my niggas gonna slide for me.
This was a great year for hip hop, I have to say. So when I hear who was that streamer? I don't even want to mention his name, but he was talking about hip hop was in a bad place or hip hop was very weird. It's a weird year for hip hop. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Just because you're on a stream with Drake, this was a great year for hip hop. Last few ones I want to mention, Zayn. Zayn made a comeback this year. My favorite song from this album is Stardust. Absolutely amazing. And he's back on tour.
Feels like stardust.
And I love to see Zayn touring on stage. He's a brilliant vocalist. More people need to listen to this album right here. And last but not least, Kendrick Lamar. What can I say that I haven't said already? GNX, album of the year. The performance, the pop out. He announced Super Bowl this year. Just so many great moments. And then the beef. The night Meet the Grahams came out, I remember exactly where I was. I remember where I was when Michael Jackson died, and I remember exactly where I was when Family Matters by Drake passed away, because nobody gave a damn about that record. Literally, we listened to Family Matters, we were like, oh shit, okay, Drake, you fighting back, and then boom. Kung Fu Kenny, the boogeyman, came out of nowhere 30 minutes later and stomped on the release of Family Matters. That was the most genius chess move I've ever seen. I was at an Italian restaurant. When I was leaving, I got a text message. Yo, Drake released his diss track. I got home, I listened to it, and then 30 seconds later, when I finished Family Matters, Meet the Grahams was uploaded. This was a fantastic year for Kendrick Lamar fans. We ate. This was a buffet for us. It was a beautiful year. I'm still listening. GNX has so much replay value. Like, it's insane how much replay value GNX has. Even when I'm not listening to GNX, I'm still playing it in my head. Like, random things come to my mind. Even from Euphoria. What is it? The braids? What a year. What a year. Let me know in the comment section, what's your album of the year? What's your song of the year? And what's your favorite moment in music this year? And let's converse. And thank you guys. I appreciate you. The greatest thing in the world is talking music with y'all. I love you guys. Have a wonderful year. My name's Anthony Aiken Jr. Subscribe if you haven't already. Become a part of the family. And as always with my channel, we end off with a hug. Bring it in.